Doctor, can you introduce yourself first? Your name, your age, job, and also your position in Haluan. Okay.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi syrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Thank you, our Miss Chairman. We normally call in UAE sister kan, Sister Hana, Sister Fatihah, Sister Aisyah and Sister AINI. My name is Muhammad Shafi'i bin Bakar. The old type of spelling Muhammad is M-O-H-D. So now the new generation is full name Muhammad, M-U-H-A-M-A-D. See? So when you see the names of M-O-H-D, that means the age of that person is similar to your father. Okay. I'm actually from JDT, from Muar Johor. Married with Dr. Mariam Nawawi. Also from JDT from Johor, but she's born in Labis lah, Labis Segamat. So my current position now is at Haluan, become yang dipertua lah, yang dipertua Haluan Pahang since last year lah, 2020, okay. My career path begin from Yayasan Pelajaran Johor lah, as a instructor at a private college, Institut Teknologi Perindustrian (YPJ), back around 1998. So and then I left Johor on 2020, moved to Pahang lah. Joined Kutem at that, only as a Kutem before this, only as a Kutem. Now is a University Malaysia Pahang. So my position is a lecturer, senior lecturer at Faculty of Electrical and Electronics Engineering at Pekan campus. Okay. What else, Hana? Is it enough for the first time?
Okay, okay, it's enough. Okay, thank you, Doctor, for your short and sweet introduction. Okay, so the next question, can you tell us about your experience as a leader in any type of organization, for example, in Haluan or in your faculty?
If I want to share about leadership, actually I can share the leadership from my experience from primary school, from secondary school, and until current lah. Actually, become a leadership is something that you not earn, but it is you need to develop. Sometimes yourself also did not know that you have the capability to become a leadership. Others party or others person will look at your potential to become a leadership. During my primary school, I become a head of class, and then when the career of the leadership is, I think, very sweet on my secondary school lah, because I hold 3 positions at the same time. Number 1 is treasury of prefect, kan. Number 2 as a hot ketua rumah kan, ketua rumah sukan sports leader, and number 3 as a chairman of Islamic society in the school. So 3 positions that I hold at the same time on Form 5 lah, because before I hold the 3 position, actually I have an idola, my senior. He also hold the 3 position like that. So I want to become like him. Okay. And then when after SPM, I joined UTM doing my diploma, and at that diploma era, I become a head of publication on one of the residential college, residential college. And that time I didn't know that I have the capability to become a writer, not a ghost writer, but a normal writer. Okay, normal writer. You need to gain a news from your friend and so on. And then slowly I joined Haluan during my primary school, but as an ordinary or just a ordinary person, join a football and all the program that Haluan conducted. Mostly I joined as an ordinary member lah, meaning that I didn't gain much of exposure to conduct a program, just a follower. Okay. After finish my diploma, I went to UK to pursue my study there on degree. At that time also, I didn't have any position in Haluan. So back after finish my degree, back to Malaysia, and at that time I just Haluan give me a small position, become a secretary of one usrah. So the main task of the secretary is to make sure or to list out all the schedule of the usrah in the in the group lah, in the group. So slowly at that time I still at Johor Bahru lah. I working at Johor Bahru at YPJ. Around 4 years I didn't get any exposure or any post in Haluan Cawangan Johor, and then when I moved to Pahang, the management of the Haluan Pahang at that time, led by the administrative group of senior officer in the government, and proposed my name to become one of the leader in the Haluan Cawangan Pahang lah. Okay, so I become a secretary of Haluan Cawangan Pahang. I think nearly 5 years. Okay, back in 5 years, and then just promoted to become the YDP last year 2020 lah, 2020. So that's the history of my journey to until now lah. Okay, is it okay, Sister Hana?
Okay, lengkap. Okay, so next question, Aisyah.
Okay, for my next question is, as we all know, Haluan is pertubuhan himpunan lepasan Instituti Pendidikan Malaysia, which is as NGO that established in 1988. It is based on the principles and value of Islam, devoting their service to all society without any discrimination towards religion, races, and many more. Therefore, can you tell us about the vision, mission, and the objective of Haluan, and what is your personal mission as the president of Haluan Pahang? A bit long, but we get it.
Okay, need to correct a little bit, Sister Aisyah. I'm not the president of Haluan Cawangan Pahang. I'm the YDP of Haluan Cawangan Pahang.
Sorry, yeah.
We have only one president of Haluan.
Sorry.
Okay.
YDP, yeah.
Okay. It's okay. You mentioned about the
mission,
the vision and mission, isn't it?
Vision and objective.
And objective. When you talk about the vision and mission about Haluan, I think the full statement is we can see in the Haluan website lah. Okay, but hold on, yeah. The vision of Haluan is Haluan berubah and pemimpin masyarakat, isn't it? So you can simply write down the Haluan vision and mission Haluan in the website. And the mission is pendidikan atau tarbiyah melahirkan pemimpin dan dakwah merubah masyarakat. So if you see vision and mission of the Haluan, it is number one is about the leadership, and number two is about education. Okay, education. And number three is about dakwah lah. If on the Malay or in the for the layman that understand dakwah, meaning that ask person to become, to do the good things or to do the good deeds, isn't it? So in the situation whereby there is multiracial in our country, Haluan also determine how to perform in the various of not only races but also in the level of age. For example, we have variety of older people, younger people, and then in the middle people. This is the most important situation that we try to accommodate all level of needs in our country lah. Okay, and then one most important tagline that Haluan hold when we perform a program or activity, I always have the short form of BMB, okay, but it is in Malay lah, BMB. B, the first B is about berakhlak. The second M, the tagline M, mendidik, and the third is about berbakti. Berakhlak, mendidik, and berbakti. Meaning that my personal objective, if you ask about my personal objective, my mission is to bring this tagline or bring this motto in the more professional and innovation manner. I mean that if you go down to the field, you need to behave yourself, berakhlak, and then at the same time you not just show your good behavior, good akhlak, but also you need to educate people. We don't want to have a program that have a style of touch and go, meaning that you do the program there 3 days, 2 nights, very energetic, tired, spend your money, spend your energy there, and then you left the audience there. So we do not do, or we do not to be trained like that. So we perform the education in the program that we left, and we hope it will continue. And then number 3 is about berbakti, meaning that we want to have left the program that will impact to the society and to become pahala lah to the community, to the audience that we left, and to ourselves as well. And please do not forget, I'm always advise to myself and always advise to my child that whatever you do not forget your parents, because the good deeds will also shed to your parents as well. So because the redha of your parents become redha of our Allah Ta'ala kan. Jadi that's my personal mission lah. While I'm bringing the Haluan Cawangan Pahang to the community. Okay, Sister Aisyah.
Okay. Thank you, Doctor. Okay, for my fourth question is, how will you as we all know, every leader has their own style. And what about you? What is your style how will you describe your leadership style?
My leadership style,
Yes.
Have you heard about Jack Ma? Everybody know Jack Ma?
No.
No.
Do you know Alibaba?
Yes. Oh, Jack Ma. Yeah.
Alibaba.
Chinese.
Jack Ma.
Yeah.
Chinese.
Chinese.
The founder, the founder of Alibaba kan. The founder of Alibaba. I like to quote one of the statement from Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, and I would like uh, to bring all the sisters here to relate with what have Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam have done to us. What Jack Ma said. Jack Ma said that I do not want the best person in my company, but I want the right person. I repeat again, I do not want a best person to my company, but I want the right person to my company. When we go back to the sirah, the hardship of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam while developed the ecosystem of dakwah, and while he's alone kan, when I relate with the statement of Jack Ma, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam can appoint any best person in baginda generation. For example, Abu Lahab, Abu Sufyan, and so on. That's the best person at that time, at their kaum, isn't it? At their generation. But no, Rasulullah didn't appoint their best person among their generation to become best person to his movement and to Islam. So what Rasulullah did? Rasulullah appoint the right person, Bilal, Abu Bakar, and Osman later on lah kan. This is the key player of the what we call as the Said Qutb said as a first generation, okay, first generation, or the specific that Said Qutb always said, the unique generation kan. So, but this is not easy. When I been appointed as Haluan YDP Haluan Cawangan Pahang, I always make a doa lah, not citing Jack Ma punya statement kan, but always ask Allah Taala that give me helper to perform my duty as a leader. So I think the most important for my style, I try to utilize all the capability of the team that I have and appoint a right person to a right task. And this one is I'm still struggling to be honest. Not a one day work. It is a long process kan. It's a long process. And sometimes you need to put a method of try and error. Okay, Sister Fatihah, can you hold this post? Okay, Sister AINI, can you hold this post? And then you not perform. While you not perform, do you terminate our sister? No, you need to back to our Haluan motto. You need to educate. Again, the education process is not in 1 week, 2 weeks. It is a long process. I cannot determine the actual number lah. 10 years, 20 years kan. Tapi as long as the members can cope with my style, with my intention, and I think they can move on lah slowly kan. For me, because Haluan is NGO, see, NGO is not all is volunteer. Okay, Sister Hana, you not perform, I terminate you, replace another one. Okay, sometimes we cannot do the hardship as our career in the office because it is very different and this is back when you need to have the good relationship, good rapport, and at the same time a good communication with Allah Taala to help you to lead the society. Oh, everybody is hanging.
Nodding. Because we all agree with you, Doctor.
Okay.
Okay. For my fifth question is as a leader, what is the most important value that you hold until now? Value.
The most important what? Value.
Value, yes.
Become a good listener lah. So you need to have a thick ear, because you need to become a good listener to all parties kan, to all parties. Sometimes very difficult lah to have a, because I'm a family man, I need to listen to my daughter as well and my son also. My wife struggling in the front liner in the COVID now. So everybody struggling, and most important, I think you need to become a good listener lah, and do not judge quickly on the decision or the issue that you face lah kan. And then when you get the more information as a good listener, and then you make your own analysis lah, whether you want to decide to whatever lah you want to decide kan. So that's, I think, the most important value dah that I think a leadership should have.
Alright, thank you, Doctor. Okay, now I will pass to the Siti NURFATIHah for the next question.
Okay, thank you, Aisha. So, Doctor, so the next question is a bit crucial maybe, because yes, as a leader, we are always, we might face some situations, someone's against us or misunderstanding or disagree with us. So in this situation, how do you handle the disagreements with the co-workers in this situation?
Oh, this is hot question, Sister Fatihah.
Yes.
Okay, normally if in the disagreement discussion among the members, so I'm always refer to the senior of the member, to the senior member in the Haluan lah. Okay, so when you have the good relationship with senior, so please bear in mind kan, become a leadership, you need to know your senior member on the top. So you need to always refer to the senior member and always communicate, and because their experience is very valuable, even though at their era maybe it is not suitable, but we can blend their experience during our era. So the communication and relationship with the senior member do not lack, do not left lah behind, because when you consult your senior member, always communicating, the disagreement, I think not 100% can be resolved, but can be minimized lah, can be minimized. Yet we still have the same disagreement again, and then we also do the same process, communicating with your senior member again. So the process is like a looping, like a circle. Okay, so my humble advice is always communicating with your senior member when you have a disagreement. Number one. Number two, I always perform what I call a special force, not a gerak khas tu. Special force meaning that you need to have a team that you can communicate. Okay, maybe 1 or 2 person that keen to you, that very close to you, but it is not a crony, you see. It is not a crony. It is someone that you can trust, and someone you know their soleh, they always perform a good deeds, someone you had very trusted lah, very trusted. And then this special force member also can become your good advice, good advisor. So from the senior member of the input from the senior member, input from the special force, then as the leader you need to have a wise decision, Okay, Sister Fatihah.
Okay, good answer, Alhamdulillah. That we can hear from Doctor. Okay, so we move to the next question. So just now you already said about from your part lah, means as a leader. But now, how about us to as a leader to motivate our team when these problems happens? Maybe a leader is good; they have their way. But how about the teams? The teams, how to motivate them? Motivate them. Okay. You got my question? Okay.
Okay. There is many style on the leadership lah kan, that we can gain from everywhere nowadays. All knowledge in one finger, and you can search on the Haji Google and so on. But I think the most among the most important criteria lah, it is about a teamwork. Okay, when you do when you give the instruction, try to blend the instruction, not use word I. Okay, for example, okay, Fatihah, I want to handle a program, blah blah blah. I want you to handle this program. So always use the third representative kan. Okay, can we always put we, meaning that represent a teamwork. Okay, a teamwork. Even though sometimes at the end of the day, maybe you alone do the work. Okay, maybe you alone do the work. But at the beginning stage, you always pursue your members become a teamwork, or try to accommodate that teamwork is very important, and the decision is from the teamwork. The discussion is from teamwork. Even though the decision is bad decision after that, the bad impact after that, but we always put a teamwork is in the front. Okay, I'm very afraid that if someone in our society give a decision, or but he or she quote unquote put as a suggestion, but sometimes if you see the style of the suggestion, seems like an instruction, not a suggestion. So sometimes he put the suggestion word 5 times. Can I suggest? Can I suggest? Meaning that he pursue his idea to the members to all follow the ideas. So this is not a good behavior lah kan. So we can give a suggestion, but at the end try use the word we as our teamwork, and at the end of the day, we need to responsible. The simplest responsible. Like our scenario now. I know that everybody have their own task, kan? And then suddenly you need to submit one report, isn't it? If your lecturer asks you, okay, section 1, I want to ask AINI section 1 report, kan? So AINI will say, oh sorry sir, this section is not belong to me. This is section from Sister Hannah. And then okay, I want to ask about section 4. I'm sorry sir, this is not from my section. I do section number 10. Section 3 is from Sister AISHAH. So that's not the way we handle the issue. When you submit the report, meaning that it is a teamwork report, meaning that all the members need to know from A to Z, from page 1 to page at the end of the page. So meaning that we need to have responsibility lah for what we have done, or for what we have decided as a teamwork. Okay, Sister Fatihah, quite a long answer, isn't it?
Okay, perfect. Okay, so thank you for the tips to motivate the team members. Okay, so after we hear about the tips, so now can we ask any apa mana tu? The most difficult decision that you had cope in your experience lah. ada tak pengalaman, your experience lah, yang paling susah sekali nak tu, nak selesaikan.
All your sister ni give a hot question ah.
Doktor,
But
Jap.
doktor, timing dekat Zoom ni dia tinggal 3 minit. Boleh ke kalau kita keluar dan masuk link yang sama semula?
Kesiannya. Okay, boleh.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Most difficult decisions, the most difficult decision in your professional as leader that you have ever made.
The most difficult decision The most difficult decision is when you have no money to your society And so how you want to handle the situation, or how you want to make a decision with a minimum budget kan. Because NGO we don't have a grant from the government kan. You need to find your own grant. Even at the Haluan Central at Bangi, our headquarters kan, we not have annually budget to the state kan. So this is most difficult for me kan, because you need to independent search your own budget, and then lastly, how you want to build a trust from the donator, from the outsider, to spend their money to your society, and that's I think the hardest or the difficult part lah.
Yes, agree too, because money is most important, especially in NGO. If there is no money, so it's quite hard to do any programs or whatsoever. Okay, so that's all a question from me. So I pass to Sister AINI NAJIHAH. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Tak dengar lah AINI.
Ini tak dengar.
Ini awak mute kan?
Tak dengar.
You unmute AINI.
Dah dengar ke?
Okay dah.
Boleh? Boleh.
Okay, thank you for, sorry for the technical problem. Okay, once again, thank you, Doctor, for sharing all your, for answering all the questions above. So next, this will be our last question from our groups and also from me. I would like to maybe do you have your own words towards the young generation, or maybe you have your own opinions about the current generation leadership progress. How do you see the current generation leadership? Is it strong? Is it weak? Or is it do you have any advice, or maybe something advice to us? Maybe how we can prepare ourselves for the future.
Okay, thank you, Sister AINI. This advice also become an advice to myself lah kan, not for the young generation, also for our generation lah. Number one, become a leadership. Do not lack of communicating with Allah Ta'ala. So what you want to communicate with Allah Ta'ala kan? So I give a tips lah. Once of the always because I give a tips that always that I do. I do not want to give a tips that I do not perform kan. So one of the good tips that I always ask Allah Ta'ala is give and sincerity and always consistent. So in Arabic we call as a ikhlas and istiqamah for what you have done in your society. And so alhamdulillah, if you recite this dua, sincerity and consistent in your work, it will give you a miracle strength for you to perform in your duty. Number two, you need to gain your knowledge and updating your knowledge, and whether from the books, whether from the internet, and whether from the Western, whether from the whatever lah, whatever, and as long the what I'm focused knowledge is about knowledge about leadership, and knowledge about leadership. There is so many leadership that we can gain from the Rasulullah, from the Sahaba, and from the ulama, and from tabi'in, and so on, kan. But the most important, how you want to blend that style of leadership during the era, during the Rasulullah, during the Sahaba, become in your era, kan, become in your era. Sometimes if you see Western leadership, they said this is their theory, but if you dig, the original theory is from Islam. So this is the innovation, or the intelligence for you to explore more and more lah, kan, about the knowledge. And lastly, I repeat again about the communicating lah. Okay, communicating with your senior member, communicating with your peers in the society. Always communicate lah, kan? Always communicate. Even though I'm also sometimes judge my team member earlier, kan, because sometimes you cannot control the social media now. Okay, but at the end you said I'm sorry, and I'm sorry lah. I'm sorry to your member lah, kan. I'm sorry lah, kan. And lastly, I think number what? Number 5. Lastly, do not feel ashamed to say sorry, and minta maaf lah, kan, to your society, to your team member, to all the parties that involved in your society. Okay, Sister Aini, I think enough word.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Shafi'i for the question. With the end of the question given by me just now, so it's also the end of our interview session for today. So once again, I would like to express our biggest gratitude to Dr. Muhammad Shafi'i bin Bakar for spending your precious moment, your precious time for helping us in completing our school assignment lah. So from the interview session just now, I can conclude, on the behalf of my group mate also, we can conclude that we gain, like, even the session short, but we do gain lots of information lah, from your share experience, and also your guidance to us indirectly on how to become a leader in the future, inshallah, if we have the chances. So once again, thank you for willing to share your experience, and I do pray that Allah, may Allah reward all your kindness in the world and hereafter. So I think that's it, the words from me.
Can we have a photo session?
Yes, we have a photo session.